feelings. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, a progressive news show with Let's BSery. I am your host, Molly Clyburn, along with Anna, just slid into first base Hart.
Getting good at that too.
You're getting good at that. This would not be on the show. He has a previous thing he has to take care of, and
Yeah.
good for him. Although he did say it was a last second thing, so it's he's gonna be a little upset, but
He might be in the comments. Who knows? Who knows?
he's a little upset. We know, if I know things the way I know, he's not happy doing something at the last second. So yeah, but it's not on us. So anyway, as you see from the title, we're just gonna be doing a whole bunch of Reddit stories. Some of them are gonna be pretty long, so I will suggest to everybody is to relax and unwind, because some of these stories are really long, and I'll probably be playing them tomorrow just to make sure that everybody has a chance to listen to them. I may not play all of them.
Right.
One I know I'm not going to play again because I can't do it twice. It's impossible. It's that bad. But some of them I will be playing because I want to get the full panel in on some of the things.
Oh, you went far away, Marlon. Can't hear you.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe because
There you are. There you are.
the microphone.
How are you doing?
I am Doing good. I've been tired all day, but then again, and I don't know why. So,
Mm.
but I'm glad that you are feeling better. I'm glad that situation that you was in is well taken care of.
I got a new IV line put in, and boy, it feels great to move my arm again. Woo.
I know it. Whew, I'm glad that's well taken care of.
Me
Let's
too.
go,
Me too.
go ahead and see who's all out there. I saw this earlier today, so it's something that we can start off. So before I even get into it, let's get this party started. Okay, so Parker comes in, and it is a story that I actually may do talk about tomorrow. Just wanted to mention this real quick. The convo you all had about the RICO Act last week is interesting since this week a bunch of Atlanta Stop Cop City organizers is indicted also using RICO. This had brought up a good point about how that law can be sort of be manipulated into charging people for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
and then that exact thing end up happening. Exactly, and that
Boom.
may be a story that I will break up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into it too much tonight, because this should be on there tomorrow. But just a small synopsis of it, yes. I also will put this out too. It's also a shot because we did it first. If you could do it, we can do it. Now, honestly, they're doing the RICO Act on its forefront. They're doing the RICO Act because they're greedy bastards who want to take over a whole bunch of land to create a super army of cops that just so happen to be near a predominantly black neighborhood.
They don't want to stop at Atlanta.
No, but you couldn't explain to me in a million years why a training station who has a movie set, a helicopter. In other words, it's crap. So yeah, we may get into that tomorrow. So yay, Parker. Oh, and welcome, Parker. But yay, Parker, you giving me a subject for tomorrow. I truly appreciate it.
Yep.
Hello, Tracy.
Hi,
How are
Tracy.
you? And I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Woo, we had some numbers last week. Not as good as Sunday, but I have come to the conclusion that Sunday doesn't get the numbers until I break down the videos, and that's when everybody comes in. But Sunday, people get back to work and everything. But yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'm sure it can be hard too when you come in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, because
And yeah.
because we don't ever stick to the same topic, so we can move really smoothly. Like there is a part that I broke it up, and I can't remember, so don't even ask me. But there is a part where we went from one subject to a entirely different subject, and I made 4 separate videos from it. What people failed to understand was that was off of one video. We just changed the subject, and it went so long that it was 2 different subjects, and the 2 different subjects were so long that I broke it up. So I made 4 videos off of one video we watched. Makes my life a whole lot easier through the week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nikki, I'm late because I had to reply to a woman who said that I was a hater because I posted facts about Candy Ass Owens. I needed to call her out call out her whining and crying like her deranged orange card Trump. Leave them people alone, because
Oh boy.
I'm in a way I'm glad that the that Trump's court case is going to be televised.
He's fighting that,
And
but
in a way I don't, because it's the kindness of my heart to go, you need to see what's really going on, and maybe you'll get some book. But and then in another part of me is just like, I'm so wasting my time, because you're only going to here. And for Fox and Newsmax, you're only gonna clip what makes see what they did, see what it but so much on the fence. But I always talk like I'm so much on the fence, like I have a say so in any of this. I don't. Let me see. That really pissed me off when I saw that peaceful protest is no longer legal. I've said this before. I'll say it again, so people will be paying very close attention to it. The smarter people are no longer going after federal power. They're going after local power. Local power can hit and create and change your life a whole lot quicker than federal power. Just for instance, in my city right now, they closed one of the most predominantly Black voted polls in my city. And left the two that people have to catch buses to get to the vote. Local election going on, so that's the reason why. I also wanted to pull this out of my butt. She didn't give me the day because my mom knows how crazy I am. She spoke to somebody who was running for city council at large. And she said, well, because my mom used to work at the polls. I did too for a while, but she worked at the polls, but that was the poll that closed. Election poll that closed, so she's not working. And she told the lady that was running, Black lady, yeah, they closed the one that everybody knew about, and it's in the neighborhood. So there were people who was able to walk to it instead of catch the bus, and people was able to stop by there on the way home because there's a lot of people on this street that everybody is. It was easier. And what did she come out of her mouth? Well, if Black people would have voted more, then we would have. And I'm like, okay. And I said, so what's her name, Mom? I'm not telling you what her name is. I'm like, no, I'm just curious. What's her name? I'm just curious. No, Marlon, no. Because she knows I would have called that lady and go, you do realize that Black people have voted more in these last couple of elections than any other time before. You also know that's the reason why they closed the polling. You think they would have had an issue if more Black people would have voted, we'd have left this place open. But gee, Louise, nobody's coming to vote, so I guess we'll close. No, you don't.
Do you have a Republican state house?
Say that one more time.
Do you have? Is your state more red and into? It's purple. Okay, yeah. Okay.
We'll keep going back and forth depending on, in my opinion, money.
Mm-hmm.
If doing good gets you the money, we're blue. Doing bad gets you the money, we're red. So,
great.
It all depends. Okay. Apparently, the same grand jury that indicted Trump. I'm pretty sure you said Trump.
Yeah.
Was the same grand jury that indicted the Cop City protesters. Really?
Yes.
I wonder if that's the same one who also said that they should have indicted Lindsey Graham too. Lindsey Graham and a couple of other people. But I got the inside scoop on why they may not do Lindsey Graham, because not the inside scoop, not like that. They only went after people they knew that they could indict. And Lindsey Graham is on the fence because as of right now, nothing was recorded. It was just what was
I wanted to see him go after Jim Jordan.
Yeah. These are the cop cities. There are cop cities everywhere in this country. Most of them Democratic. Yeah. All kin folks ain't skin folks. I told y'all. Will we also get into football sometime? Something has banned kneeling.
It has banned kneeling, but you cannot make a statement about your country's flag, the way it has treated your people. No.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to come out until it's over and I'm ready to play. It's simple. It's really simple. Because you're not going to sit there and say that we have free speech when we actually really do not have free speech. So we have free speech. It's not going to be the free speech that you allow. Okay, so I just won't come out.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like I'm not. It's not like I'm not going to play. I'm just not going to come out for it.
Especially when you supposedly represent a team. I don't agree with it. No.
Not nobody does, but them.
You say what you need to say. This country was founded upon civil disobedience. Say what you need to say.
Civil unrest,
Mm-hmm.
control, manipulation, death, war,
Slavery.
slavery. Yeah.
Yeah, many things.
But it's so much fun having a battle of the wits with unarmed opponents. Leave the people alone. They don't get it. They never do. I ain't gonna say they never will, but right now, he has banned mostly black players from exercising their constitutional right to a peaceful protest. And be honest with you, Nikki, really kind of shocked that it took this long. I'm not gonna lie. The NFL has been the good old boys club since the beginning. And it always has been, and it always will be. They're not going to mess. The commissioner just look at the commissioner as the mayor, and the governor, and all the football teams are cities. Your only job is to keep the city happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That your job is to rake in the money for all the cities and everything else. You can give a damn about the people in the city. But as long as you keep the mayors of those cities happy, wink, wink, you're good. And you will stay governor forever. Why? Because you kept the cities happy. You didn't keep the people of the city happy, but you sure as hell kept the mayor of the city happy. And that's all you need to do.
That's scary how well that fits.
That's all you need to do. So, yeah. Mickey, who are you talking about? The NFL is not banning kneeling. I thought they did.
They sure don't offer you a contract.
Let me see here.
And I don't know much about football at all.
Wait a minute, because it is, but I gotta check something real quick because 3 days ago, Dallas Cowboy owner Jerry Jones will not tolerate any player kneeling during the national anthem. So it is not the NFL, but it may be teams who are saying no. And Jerry Jones, remember that good old boys network I was telling you? Jerry Jones is one of the big good old boys out there. So
what is that role specifically that he has? Is he
the owner? He's the owner.
An owner. Okay.
Let me see here. Remember June 2020 when Roger Goodell pretended to be in favor? Yes, that's his job. And then it dies down, and then he's against it. So that's his job. Haymall in North Carolina will be blue this round because Bionomics worked.
Bionomics.
We'll see, because I don't like to call things a year in advance. We shall see. And one thing I know about Democrats, if there's a way to F something up, Apparently. Parker said yes. The NFL. One coach in particular will kick off the team. Anyone who does kneel. Yeah, it was. Who did I say it was? It Jerry Jones,
the owner.
And
So now this is a coach.
FYI, no, he won't. No, he won't.
No, he wouldn't legally be able to.
No, he will be idiotic because if it's one of his best stars that play on his team, you think he gonna kick him off because he kneel? Like, you out of your mind? No. What if your star quarterback was the one that did it? What if it's your star wide receiver? Come on, people. No.
How well was Colin Kaepernick known? Like, I thought he was a very decent player. Yeah.
Decent, not superstar.
Okay.
It's sort of like saying if I see Tom Brady at his prime kneel down on the field, I'm gonna kick him off the team. No, you're not. You're not gonna do that, and you know you wouldn't. You're throwing that out to the unknown and the second and third stringers. You sure as hell ain't talking about your stars on your team. Stop lying. You wouldn't dare. You're talking about Mike Tomlin, who is black. I'm assuming you're talking about. I mean black, yeah. I feel as though I spend most of today fighting with a-holes because you decided to do so. So told you to stop doing it. Oops, y'all talked about football. No time for economics and politics. So on. Just kidding. No, and the funny thing about it is we're actually talking about politics because of the kneeling, and it just so happened to be in a sport. I mean, any kind of way. So anyway, let's move on. And let's go ahead and get one of the long ones out the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and preface this right now. I'm gonna put myself on the screen by myself for 1 second because I'm just gonna give you a heads up on what's happening. You're gonna love me, but you're gonna hate me, but you're gonna love me, but chances are it's gonna end up with you really hating me. We are going to come back to our segment that I haven't done in a long time, and actually no, it won't because I erased it. So never mind. I was gonna do nice girls versus nice guys, and I didn't want to do it because I kind of thought it would be unfair. It wasn't a strong crop. It wasn't a strong crop. So I'm gonna go ahead and do nice girls. And forgive me, but I feel like we're family. And if I had to go through it, we all need to go through it. This is a part where I say, sit back, relax, get you a cup of tea, and chill out. And let's have fun.
Oh shoot, so sorry, I didn't mean to send that. That's a little embarrassing. My old phone didn't allow me to send videos, and since I just got this one on Thursday, I'm still trying to see what I can do. And I don't know what I pressed when scrolling through my gallery, but that was a total accident. And now I'm really embarrassed, so it's best we don't talk anymore. It was nice chatting, and I wish you the best of luck. Sorry again about the video. Take care. I'm really embarrassed for sending that. That video was from over a year ago. I'm not sure what to do. I'm so embarrassed. I tried calling you back. Should we still talk? I called you back. Not sure what to do here, so I guess I'll just say, take care? Good morning. After my embarrassing mistake last night, I just don't feel comfortable moving forward. I'm sorry. I do, however, wish you the best of luck in what you're looking for. It was wonderful to chat with you. Have a wonderful day. I'm very sorry we didn't get to meet. Maybe me accidentally sending you that attractive yet ridiculous video of me was meant to happen so we wouldn't meet because we wouldn't have worked out. Who knows? Either way, I sincerely wish you nothing but the best and I hope you find your person. I hope there's no hard feelings. Do you have hard feelings because it didn't work out? I really hope you don't. I'm really trying to be the kindest I can about it over here. I accidentally sent you an attractive video of me from a year ago and I got really embarrassed. Yet, I still am kind enough to go out of my way to at least respectfully wish you the best and let you know I don't wish to move forward rather than ghost you, and leave you wondering where I went. You seem like a decent enough guy to appreciate something like that and to wish me the best in return. Maybe I was wrong and you aren't such a nice or respectful guy after all, because there's no reason you shouldn't be able to issue me the same respect. The fact you won't just tells me you must feel slighted and take me not wanting to move forward as you feeling rejected because I'm an attractive woman. If that's the case, I'm glad I know that's the real you because it seems I may have dodged a bullet and you're not such a nice guy after all. Just because I'm an attractive woman and don't want to move forward shouldn't make you feel so slighted you can't be kind and respectful to wish me the best in return. But if you can't, that says more about you than it does me, and I'm sorry to see that. I guess you weren't such a good guy after all. I don't even know why I'm apologizing for sending you an attractive video of myself from a year ago, lol. So what? Because I'm an attractive woman, you feel so slighted that I don't want to meet. You won't even wish me the best back or let me know there's no hard feelings? Because I'm hot and you feel slighted? Seriously? I'm not the last hot woman out there. You'll find someone else you know, lol. Whatever, I tried to be nice. You want to be a jerk in return just because you feel rejected by me being an attractive woman? Sorry I wasn't interested in you. I wasn't that attracted, to be honest. I used me accidentally sending that video as a cop-out so I wouldn't hurt your feelings, okay? But since you turned out to be a slighted jerk whose ego was so bruised from being rejected by me, he wouldn't even wish me the best. I feel okay telling you the brutal truth. I wasn't feeling it and wasn't attracted to you. That's why I unmatched you and used me accidentally sending a hot video of myself as the excuse. I just didn't want to hurt your feelings because I'm a nice person who thought you were nice. But since you turned out to be not so nice due to your own personal insecurities of feeling rejected by me being such an attractive woman, I no longer feel concerned for you and your feelings. I'll be blocking your number now. Glad I made the right choice and didn't get involved with a jerk like you. I could tell you had this side to you, but again, that's okay. You can be left as the jerk who wouldn't wish me the best, all because I'm attractive and it makes you feel rejected like you're somehow not enough, when that isn't the case at all. You are enough, you just weren't for me or my type. I hope you're able to work on your insecurities and hopefully learn to be kind in return when someone is being kind to you. I really did enjoy chatting, and had you not chosen to be a jerk by blowing my kind and respectful attempt off rather than ghost you, I would have at least considered being friends. I'm not an insecure jerk who blows people off when they're kind and showing me respect because of my insecurities and feeling rejected like you. So I still wish you the best. I'd rather be left as the kind person than the jerk for no reason, so I'll just leave that on you. I'm sorry you couldn't wish me the best over me not being interested. Again, it doesn't mean you aren't enough. I'm sure you're just for another woman. Goodbye.
Hey, I just got out of a meeting. Just saw all your texts. I think you're right. We're not for each other. Wish you the best.
Again, thanks for being a jerk just because I didn't want to meet. Glad you agree. Makes me feel better knowing me not being interested didn't hurt you. Take care. I just got your message, thanks, and I wish you well also. My signal strength isn't the best out here in Pasadena for the video shoot, so I don't know why you sent me that response. But I'm glad me not being interested didn't hurt you. I sincerely am. Take care of yourself. And hopefully one of these messages reaches you cause it keeps saying it failed to send due to poor signal. Anyway, I gotta run. They're about to start shooting again and I have to put my phone away. Hopefully one of my texts I tried sending once I received your response goes through cause it's saying none of them are except one it looks like. Have a good day and good luck. Oh, and sorry for calling you a jerk. Clearly I was mistaken. I really thought you were being one. I get guys being complete jerks to me whenever I'm not interested, even when I'm kind about it. And I've gotten enough to wear my tolerance levels down, and I apologize if I wrongfully reacted to you on that if you were not doing that. Anyways, take care. P.S. I won't block your number since you ended up not being a jerk like I thought you were. With that said, I know I wasn't interested in a romantic way, but I make an amazing friend, and because I did enjoy chatting with you, I'd be open to being friends at the very least. So I would like to offer my friendship to you if you would like to be friends.
Oh God. And on and on and on and on and on.
What the fuck, lady?
So, guess which video I won't show again tomorrow?
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes.
Woo. All right, let's get to these messages.
Choose your lane and stay in it.
Oh my God. My deal was you literally had time to write this. Why was it so important for him to say best of luck to you? But anyway,
She
what is
didn't
this?
mention she was attractive 12 times. But no, I'm not insecure. No.
The attractive video that I sent you accidentally.
Oops.
I don't know how you accidentally. Okay, never mind. Nope. What is this one-sided conversation? Did she accidentally send her a dick pic? It was a woman who sent the picture. Tracy just shut up.
That sounds
Oh my
right.
God, this is not real. Block this person. Does the person she's talking at gets to take part in the conversation at all?
There was a couple of words.
Yeah, but he was in a meeting and
Yeah, poor guy.
I have no idea the WTF this is about, but her having to call his attention to her being so attractive so many times tell me that she's an a-hole. She's insecure, very. How did this guy?
Okay. Confession time. With my latest girlfriend, I liked her for so long that in the very beginning of us actually starting to go out, I was a bit clingy. And I had to really have a talk with myself about this. It was like I couldn't believe we had gotten to where we were. And so, yes, this is absolutely, this is real. This happens. This is when we're not controlling ourselves.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
But you was in a relationship though. She wasn't. This one sounds like it was just we met on Tinder or something, and the next thing you know,
Swiped right or left, I guess. Yeah.
How did this guy continue talking in his voice the whole time? I was shocked too, because he did keep that voice the whole time. Tracy back again. Shut the bleep up.
I'll say it. Lady, shut the fuck up.
Thank you. LOL. 10 minutes later, her actual response. Again, shut the blank up.
Blankety blank, blankety blank.
Has he not blocked her yet?
Yeah, okay. Another thing. When you are not dating, when you are not making a stupid mistake, do not tolerate this behavior.
No.
You don't even owe them the courtesy of saying, I am blocking you. Just do it. And your mental health. Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you so much.
WTF, she turned right around and said, actually, would you like to be my friend? Because Parker, that was really her end goal. And be honest with you, it ain't even being friends. She wants them. She is just so insecure. It's insecurity and a little bit of arrogance. And I'm going to tell you, the insecurity speaks for itself. I'm going to tell you about the little bit of arrogance, though.
Everything she said, she needs to look in the mirror.
Yeah. But she wants him to chase her.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she keeps saying, you're good. You're good enough. You're just not good enough for me. But you're good. Don't think that you're not good. And then you, as a man, because that hit your ego, you supposed to go, nope, I'm going to show you how good I am for you. And it's a childish, please chase after me moment. There. Thank you, Anna. Yeah. You don't have to put up with so much. Especially when your mental health.
Mm-hmm. Hey, babe. Yeah.
This is real, unfortunately. Yeah. You don't even see me yelling so much. I've seen this growing up so much. It ain't funny. It's always been this, I want you, but I need you to chase me, even though you already have me, but I need to see if you really want me. So I'm going to play this passive aggressive. Yeah, I'm really not into you. I mean, you're good. You're very good. You'll be great for somebody else. You may not just be for me, but I don't see why we can't be friends because, I am attractive and I can see why. It's a stupid little, for the 100th time, she is an attractive woman. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah. I'm an attractive woman. Keep in mind, I'm an attractive woman. Oops about the video, but I'm an attractive woman. That was a sexy video that I asked it to send you, but I'm still an attractive woman. So I'm gonna show you how serious I am. I'm so erasing that video literally right now. That will not be shown again tomorrow.
Thank you.
This video, however, will be shown tomorrow because I'm gonna give Thea the same question I'm telling everybody on here now. Does the wife just want a divorce? Like, just plain and simple. No, there's no inner, I'm not being hyperbole. I'm not trying to be deep. I'm literally just flat out asking that question. Does this wife just flat out want a divorce? Because the title of it is, Wife Wants Half My Money.
So we're married, but our marriage is in severely rough water. Wife doesn't want counseling. She went for one session, but decided it wasn't for her. I kept going to the psychologist. I work full-time and my wife works part-time. I earn 3 times more than her. No prenup or anything. We have one son. I pay for all of the bills directly out of my account. Wife saves 100% of her salary. No financial difficulties, no mortgage, and no loans. When we got married, she didn't want a joint account for expenses. My wife has my debit card for daily shopping if she needs it. So now she wants me to transfer her half of my salary to her bank account every month. She gave me a deadline which expired yesterday, and now all heck has broken loose. She has this idea that I'm obsessed with money and wanted to test me to see if I'd do it. But I failed her test apparently. Update. I have not transferred half my salary so far. The idea came from one counseling session we had. At the moment, her mother is still living with us. Her mother says she actually doesn't even want to live here. Several solutions were offered, like renting her a place close by instead of her living with us. I'm more than happy to cover the rent. At the moment, I was giving her the equivalent of $600 per month for the expenses and trouble. She wants double that. One of these suggestions was for my wife to take 6 months unpaid leave during winter and send her mother home. In this case, I would transfer half my salary, to which I would be okay with doing. The issue is, my wife expected me to do it now as a test while she's still working, the test which I failed. I mentioned the almost 6 digits in her savings account that she won't touch. She replied, that's her money.
Lady, this is your mother. I don't think she wants a divorce. She wants a regular tap into that spring.
Okay, the reason I asked the question that I asked is because I have no rhyme or reason why you think it was a good idea for the man who pays all the bills. I know we're not used to hearing that because we've been saying the man or the woman pays the majority of the bills. No, 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 no. This guy pays all the bills. This woman who has a part-time job keeps all her money, every last red cent. So I have no idea why you thought it was a good idea to tell somebody who pays all the household bills, hey, and by the way, after you finish paying all the household bills, I won't have your check deposited to my account. And it's a test. First of all, that's me personally. I despise that in everything. I hate tests.
But you didn't want a joint banking account. But
No, no. Because at the last second, what the guy said, what about your money? Well, my money is my money. You know that old saying is an old joke, but it's like your money, my money is my money, and your money is my money.
our money?
No, and your money is
my money. Yeah.
Trying to be funny, you know.
Yeah.
I take the man's money and everything else. No, this woman's serious. She wants to keep her money and she wants half your money. And by the way, I'm kind of being I'm not skeptical. I'm kind of being a little facetious when I say this, and I may or may not be a good reason to be so, but maybe the only reason she's only taking wants half of your check is so you will have enough money to also still pay all the bills in the house. So she can't take a lot of the money, just half. Because she got to leave you enough to continue to pay all the bills in the house. I can't come up with no answer other than you're just doing this to piss him off enough that he divorced you. Because I have no rhyme or reason why you would want this. I can't come up with one reason. And to finish it off is to say, because I think you're, what was the word? Something about money. I just think you're so money hungry or something. She said it was. I think you're so money hungry that lady, you're the only one that's asking for half of somebody's paycheck while you keep your money. So who's being money hungry here? I'm so confused. So I chalk it back to the streets of I'm gonna make you mad enough, Anna, that you break up with me, so I'll look like I'm the victim. I didn't do anything wrong, but I really don't want to be in a relationship with you. But I don't have the balls enough to break up with you, so I'll just piss you off enough that you break up with me.
But breaking up would end. Okay, they said no prenup, right?
So even if they get a divorce,
I think she likes the control. She's very entitled. I don't see this as wanting a divorce, like pushing somebody so far that I think she truly thinks she can make this demand. I don't know if she's not seeing it as a demand. Like, I can't guess what's in this lady's head. I think so far away from how she does.
I think everybody does. Don't do it. She's after your money. And I have no idea what all that is. Money over
The cat?
her. Yeah, I think it's the cat. Over
After your
her,
money.
say some of it and ditch you, run. Yeah, I never thought of that. That maybe she needs half his money so she could save it up and get the hell out of Dodge on her own terms. So yeah.
Maybe.
JFC, I really screwed up my typing on that comment, and it wasn't the cat. It wasn't the keyboard.
Blame it on the cat. Just
Blame
keep
it
it
on the cat, Nikki. All call blame it on the cat. Come on now.
It makes sense too.
2 private accounts from each person transferred to the, which 2 private accounts from which each person transfers to the account from which the bills are paid and a certain amount of mutual savings done. Yes, it ain't normal circumstances. She don't want to be normal. She's flat out telling you her money.
I am
And I
a
get what you're
kept
saying.
woman.
He's at a, oh, good Lord. Why am I stuttering? He has an account. She has an account. There's a third account, a mutual account. Bills come in. You said your portion. I said my portion. But we still keep our separate accounts because the third account is for paying for the bills. Nope, that's not what she wants. She wants her money, you to pay all the bills, and I need half of your paycheck.
You see, I interpreted that as she has her account, he has his account. He pays all the bills. I thought she refused a mutual account.
She did.
Okay.
She doesn't want no joint account whatsoever. So even if that thing that I said, she don't even want that third to pay bills because he's paying all the bills.
It's
So
his responsibility. She is a kept woman. She expects to, what is that saying?
The man to be the man.
Get accustomed to, oh shoot. I'm not remembering the thing, sorry.
I told you, my mind ain't working very well either. She's waiting till she has enough savings in her account to make it after she leaves. That's better than what I came up with. So that makes more sense. Breaking up will end the gravy train, not going by Mickey's thinking. And by the way, I thought about that LL, and this is the thing that I came up with.
That's what I would.
Because a divorce would only trigger that I get half your money anyway. In some states.
True.
Plus child support.
Mm-hmm.
Really? What will the kid do?
It didn't sound like anybody was concerned about the kid, but I don't know. I don't know who this came through, the wife.
She ain't a gold digger nut. She just don't want.
Don't want a broke.
She ain't a gold digger. She just want Kanye West.
Yeah.
In a normal situation between a kept woman, in my opinion, including supporting the working partner as a job requirement. Nothing came up, so to speak, to say as a kept woman, because even a kept woman, to a certain extent, if you're in the house, you're still doing something, keeping the house clean, you're raising a child, certain things like that. I'm not saying that
I
she
see
ain't.
that as far more of a working partnership.
Yeah,
I mean, this woman saw it as an entitlement.
yeah. She wants.
But I see what you're saying.
I just keep going back to that was a test and you failed the test.
What?
I'm not in school and I'm a grown man. Do not test me because it's hard. This is why I don't like tests. This is why I really don't like tests because your test, when it comes to people testing the other person, only one of you know what the answer is. And if it ain't the answer that you want, you fail.
You fail.
Not saying it ain't the right answer. It just wasn't your answer.
You bad person.
So that's why I don't like to be tested. No, I clearly find that unfair. Oh Lord, Tracy, did you see the Alabama touchdown? It was crazy. She wants the Carol Brady lifestyle.
Oh,
the Brady bunch, yeah.
Yep.
Where the wife stays at home and you have a maid.
Peg.
Okay.
Peggy.
I mean, if you can afford it, cool beans. I'm just looking at you sideways like, but you're home. Why we got a maid? But to each his own, hey. Whatever floats people's boats. But specifically thinking emotional support and his situation is emotionally bothersome for
Burdensome.
Burdensome
For
for the working partner.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yeah, I can't add nothing to that. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Thinking only of yourself, once again, how do you come at a relationship? Are you thinking about everybody involved? Are you thinking for the well-being of the family? Are you wanting to nurture, protect your relationship, to grow your relationship, your own sense of self within that relationship? No, she's only thinking about herself.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we're going to shut down a little early because I have a shocker for you for the second hour, which we will replay tomorrow when we have Theus is back on. The reason we are shutting down a little early is because depending on how much talk that we do, this segment of the worst person of the year nomination could take up the whole second hour. Which eliminate real or not, which could eliminate mafia video of the week, am I the a-hole? It just depends on how much detail and thought that we put into it. Funny thing about it is, as I'm playing this video, I remembered another video, and I do have it, which actually may also be a candidate for the worst person of the year, and I have to break that down for next week. So that's why we're going to end. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it. We are already up to 9 likes as it is. So we're averaging. We are averaging as of lately 10 likes. So I really appreciate it. Please go ahead and constantly keep hitting those like buttons. Don't hit it twice because then you would unlike it.
Then you unlike it. Yeah.
So hit it once and walk away. So we're going to go ahead and go into the second hour with the newest candidate for the worst person of the year. 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, finally, finally. I wanna be free. Finally, finally, finally. I wanna be free. Finally, finally, finally. I wanna be free. Finally, 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 finally. I always say dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, finally, finally. I wanna be free. Finally, finally, I wanna be free. Finally, finally, I wanna be free. Finally, 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 finally. Higher to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
We are back, and as normal, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Don't forget that Radical Truth to Power will be on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I guess we will be talking about Cop City. Thank you for the advice and the RICO Act that's going on there. If you haven't already, please go support Tracy at buymeacoffee.com/Tracy Media LLC. Help support Tracy at all of her endeavors. Please don't forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, you can reach me at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. See, I literally have to get used to 50,000 announcements down to 3. So forgive the stuttering.
It's all right.
But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the story. I'm not even going to give you a setup. What's the point? 3 videos total. So no, I will not allow anybody to go, but wait, there's more. But wait, it gets worse. There's 3 total videos. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Here's the first video.
So let me start this off by saying I apologize for how long this may be. My dad passed when I was 15. Him and my mom weren't all that close by that time, so while it hit me hard, she wasn't as fazed as you'd expect. I joined the military when I was 17, and in my first year out of the house, my mom remarried. I never really vibed with him, just had different personalities and such. He would often make snide remarks and tell me to man up about any convenience I'd be upset about. This led to spats between us, and I was often just as at fault as he was for these disagreements, though it never got too serious. I got medically discharged after a little under 5 years, and my mom and him said they'd be happy to have me back in the house. I told them it'd be brief just until I got on my feet and got a job, and even offered to pay rent, to which they declined. About 3 days into being back home, my stepdad, when alone with me, asked what he thought a fair rent would be. I was confused, but it was his house, so we came to an agreement, and I kept it from my mom, assuming he did not want her to know, as he never mentioned it around her. I never asked for anything from them, not out of spite. I just wanted to do things myself. He had a son from a previous marriage. Him and I didn't share many common interests or anything, but I never had any issues with him. I'd say we got along. The only thing is, he was given a lot from them. Paid for his schooling, paid for his car, paid for his living arrangements through college and even after. I was a little less than a year older than him, so he started college right after they married. Like I said, I don't want or need the help, but it felt lame that he'd get all the assistance and I was immediately asked for rent. But I digress. I moved out after 3 months, and not long after I met a girl who I was crazy about and we started dating. It was my first relationship and I was over the moon the entire time. Like in that early relationship haze, but it was just constant. I was very nervous to bring her home. My mom and I were very close, and I always worried she'd be very judgmental of a girl that I'd bring home. My worries ended up being unwarranted. They got along extremely well. My girlfriend does not have a family, really. Long story. So my mom and stepdad became like that for her. Her and my mom hit it off extremely well, to the point that they were hanging out just the two of them at times, and it made me extremely happy. My stepdad even really liked her, and I felt it brought us closer together, which isn't something I felt I wanted until we were. His dad abandoned his family growing up, and he put himself through school and got a nice high-paying job all by himself, which I had immense respect in him for. About a year in, I knew this was the girl I was going to marry. I told my mom and stepdad, and they both seemed extremely happy. She was practically part of the family already. My mom gave me her engagement ring that my dad gave her, which she kept. The job I had didn't pay great, so I figured even if it wasn't the ring she'd always have, it'd be a great placeholder. When I proposed, my girlfriend told me it wasn't a placeholder, and she absolutely loved it. I was legitimately never happier in my life. We started wedding planning, and my mom and stepdad said that they'd help take care of the finances. It was the first time they'd offered to help me financially, and it really meant a lot. Fast forward to about 3 months later, I get a call from my stepdad who said I needed to come over. It felt a bit ominous, but I went over there after work. When I got there, my mom, stepdad, stepbrother, and fiance. I saw her on the couch, and I could tell that she had been crying. I immediately thought someone had died and went to go sit next to her when my stepdad stopped me. He started hitting me with accusations of me cheating on her for our entire relationship. I was puzzled and told everyone there I don't even text any women that I'm not related to besides her. Apparently, some girl had gotten my fiance's number and told her that we were sleeping together for over a year now, but she didn't know I was in a committed relationship. She sent her screenshots of alleged conversations and knew stuff about me that a random person wouldn't know. I, like a fool, couldn't see what was happening in front of me. I was stunned, saddened, and furious. I begged her from across the room to look at my phone and see that I'd never done any of that. Her and my mother were both weeping, and I started to cry. My stepdad called me every word he could think of and escorted me out of the house while telling me if he saw me on his property again, he'd call the police. I spent the next several weeks trying to contact them to no avail. Calls, text, voicemails, every messaging app out there, nothing. After those weeks, I got a call from my stepdad who told me to stop trying to contact her and that I was never welcome in this house again or around his family again. I tried to call my mother over this time to no avail as well. After about a month, all I got from anyone was a text from my mother saying how sad and disappointed she was. My mom didn't really have much of a family, so they always spent holidays with my stepdad's side. They all shunned me as well. I saw their Christmas pictures on Facebook with my ex-fiance present and seemingly in good spirits, which crushed me. The only family I had that would talk to me at all was my dad's brother and his family. Despite that even, they all seemed wary of me too. The only one that I think truly believed me was my uncle. I don't think I'd have made it without him, honestly. He showed me what I've been missing in fatherly love, and I've never been so grateful for anyone. About 6 months after it all, I moved away from the East Coast and settled out in California, needing to get away from it all.
Okay. So that's the first part. Something went horribly wrong. The fiance, the OP, was accused of cheating. um, with no evidence other than text messages. I'm just gonna be realistic. I can see people being upset about situations like this, but I would, before I throw my child away, so to speak, even though I'm gonna tell you the truth right here and right now, I don't think I ever would have got to the point of doing that because it ain't my damn relationship. And I love my son-in-law. Trust me, I do. He calls me Pops. I love my son-in-law. But that's not my relationship. I got one already. I can't do two. I can't handle two. But with that said, different strokes for different folks. But if I was that type of person, before I even go scorched earth on my child, I need a abundance more evidence than text messages.
And I
Like,
need to hear my son or daughter, whomever it would be, I would need to hear from them. You know, he is pleading and saying he didn't do it. Saying, check my phone. He's trying to offer as much transparency as he could at that point. That says something to me. I could never get to the point, I don't think, of throwing a child away, even if they were an adult at the time. And the next generation, they're always going to be my babies, our babies.
right.
And we point the finger far too quickly without looking to see, does anybody have an ulterior motive? Does anybody... there seems like there's lots more, so I don't really feel like I should say much without more information.
Let me see what everybody is saying. I would want a hell of a lot of proof. Just on saying so or one woman wouldn't be enough for me to break it off. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, before I go scorched earth, I'm not going to read somebody's text and go, aha, you're the villain now. Who the hell is this woman? Do you have hots for my son and you try to break him up? Do you dislike the female fiance and you try to break them up? I mean, I need to know what the hell is going on before I just go, I'm just going to burn down my whole family. And that's me saying, if I'm even getting involved in this, because I probably wouldn't. I don't care how much I like the other person.
This
Not
is
my marriage.
between fiance and fiance.
Hope the girlfriend is having an affair with the stepdad. Ew. Ew.
Oh.
All right. Leave it up to Tracy. But okay, we're going to go ahead and get into the second video real quick. And let's go ahead and I'll give you the heads up. It answers a lot of questions.
Okay.
But be ready.
A little less than a year after I moved, I got a call from an area code back home, which I rarely got anymore. I picked it up and it was my stepbrother, whom I promptly hung up on. He called me back and I ignored it, but it stuck with me all day. I decided that if he called again, I'd pick up. which he did later that night. It was awkward at best. He told me that my fiance was really torn up for a long time. It took her nearly a year to even start looking again for a significant other. I hadn't at all since it ended. A few months into her doing so, my stepdad encouraged him to ask her on a date, which he did. Things went okay for the first couple outings, but never really clicked apparently. He told my stepdad about that, and the idiot told him, I didn't get rid of OP for nothing. She's a great girl. You need to figure it out with her. I almost collapsed, and it was quickly replaced with anger. Apparently, he had gotten a girl, I still don't know who, to pose as someone I had an affair with and forged some message screenshots to have her send to my fiance. He told me he'd said it to him about a month ago and he didn't know what to do. Apparently, it bothered him enough that he couldn't just sit on the info anymore, so he told me and said he was going to tell my mom and fiance the next day. He called me first as a courtesy, so he knew what to say to them regarding me. I told him where I was and that I'd appreciate it if they didn't immediately contact me so I had time to digest it all. That was last Tuesday. I just texted him and told him I was ready to talk to them if they wanted to and that they could call me tomorrow. I really don't know what I'm going to say, or them for that matter. I expect some tears and a good number of apologies among other things. I don't really know if I'm ready to give forgiveness or anything like that. The only person I've told so far is my uncle, who I've asked to keep it to himself. Sorry again for how long this was. My therapist picked a shit week to go on vacation and I needed to vent. Update, I will post a longer update tonight, I think. No phone calls from anyone else yet, but I got a good call from my stepbrother that felt nice. I appreciate the support from everyone. I'll try to get to all the comments as well when I get a chance. Update, February 9th. All right, sorry for the delay. Busy day at work and obviously a lot of other stuff on my mind. My stepbrother called me this morning and told me exactly what happened this past week. So apparently what my stepfather said wasn't exactly what he told me. He elaborated more and said he was very careful with his words so as to not incriminate himself. Per him, heavily and very clearly implying what he did without directly saying what he did. Thing about my stepbrother is he's much smarter than me. Instead of just walking to my mother and fiance with that and getting into a shouting match with his dad, he took a different course than I would have thought of. He got a hold of my ex's phone and found the girl. Said it took forever to backtrack it. He gave her a call and got her to meet out in public. That's where it all came to head. Yeah, I'm liking this stepbrother more and more. She was a Tinder match with my stepfather. Which I think pretty clearly indicates that he had been sleeping around on my mom. That irritated me even more for obvious reasons. This girl alleges that they did not sleep together. However, whether that is true or not did not matter to me. What does is that my stepbrother talked to her and pulled on her heartstrings with the story and all that had happened. For the record, she clearly knew what she was doing. Maybe the time and hearing what had happened to me really shook her up again, but it doesn't matter to me. She told him what happened. $1,000 for a phone call. That was the deal. He told her what to say and supplied the pictures of evidence. She made the call, and that was that. My stepbrother asked her if she could tell my mother and ex and even offered to pay her again for the record. She agreed to for free, and that happened on yesterday. Oh my gosh. My stepfather is on a business trip until Wednesday, so it was the four of them there. She came in and spilled it all to my mom and ex. Stepbro said the tears started almost immediately from all three of them. After everything he told them, I was in California and that he'd tell them when I wanted to be contacted. It was before I texted him. At the end of the call with my brother, he said they both wanted to call today, and I told him that would be fine. So I
told y'all wasn't ready.
He wanted to get rid of one son so this perfect girl could. Dude, you messed up. Yeah, I need a few. Marlon, please go. Please.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a couple of things that was said afterward because it was really long video. Basically, the father is a piece of trash on two fronts. One front was the obvious. You got rid of OP because you wanted the girl to date your son, your biological son, not the stepson. That's the obvious one. Number two, where you messed up at, dude, is, and you thought your son would be okay with it. And luckily, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, luckily, he wasn't. The biological son is what's the fruit don't fall too far from the tree.
This time it fell far.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree. This apple fell, rolled down the hill,
Rolled.
went into the ocean, and went across seas. He is nowhere near his dad. Not even close. Thank
Good for you.
goodness. Thank goodness. Because your dad was a manipulating a-hole who literally could have gotten away with it.
And the fact that he actively worked for an answer for his brother. Something was wrong with this. It felt icky from the very beginning. He finds out what was going on. He could have buried that. He could have gone on with his life. Nobody would, but he did the right thing.
And I never thought about that, Anna. He actually worked to correct this. Because he could have called OP, told her what he heard. There you go. See you later.
Right.
But no, he was like, no, I need
found
to
the
correct
girl.
this. I need to correct this sin. I need to correct this. And the funny thing about it, this is what pulls at my heartstring a little bit is, but he didn't have to. And I'm not saying that he didn't have to, like, no, he really didn't. It ain't like they was close. He said,
Right.
We was cool, but we didn't run in the same circles or anything. We wasn't a close person. So this dude did it out of moral responsibility when he really didn't have to. And yeah, he was very smart not to go to the mom and the fiance and spill the beans because what are you gonna do? Because all they're gonna say is, "Oh, you're just trying to be nice." And no, you needed proof. Man, you got proof.
You got it.
Anything could have went wrong. Not only that situation. The woman in the situation could have went, nah, I'm not in this. I got my $1,000. I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah.
Especially because there was one part that was kind of cringy, and that could have went extremely wrong.
The money?
Could you come to the house and tell them?
Oh.
What? Let me get this straight. You want me to come to the house of the woman and the mama who I screwed over while I'm screwing the husband, by the way, and tell them that they threw their son away over a lie that I was paid to do? What could possibly go wrong?
Wait. Okay. She matched with the father.
Yep.
His stepfather. They were actually dating? I didn't get that.
I don't think they would. I don't know if they was dating or he matched anything else, but take my word for it. Optics are really bad when you found this woman on Tinder.
Yeah.
Like your husband now, Tinder should not ever be an app on your phone or your laptop or your computer. Let's just say nowhere. No, okay, let me just cover this for everything. No dating app should be anywhere on your electronics.
If you're in a monogamous relationship,
when you're married. That should cover everything. That I'm not leaving you not one little loophole. Well, what about if I'm at work? Do you have control over the computer when you're at work? Yeah. No, not that one either. That is going to be fired for it. But again, this is when we were saying earlier. But I'm not leaving off with the fiance and the mama either, because you didn't have shit to go off of other than this. Now you're crying, boo-hooing, and everything else. So I'm going to give you a little update before we get to the third video, because it really was a real long video, like seriously. And I want to give enough time to go to a video that, Anna, I really want to hear your opinion on, because you're not mad enough yet. Need a mad Anna. Trust me, the other video going it's going to take you down. But anyway, if we have enough time, So what happened in the aftermath is they finally did call OP. And this is how long this video. Well, they said it was gonna call. They didn't call. The brother called back to say, "What is everything okay?" He was like, "Yeah, but are they gonna call?" They said they've been calling. Oops, I had to block all this time, so I forgot to unblock. Like, bro, there's details of this story you really didn't need to say. Can we move on?
Get,
Can we go?
get
So
to we met. We met.
So he called the mom, and the mom called with the fiance, ex-fiance on the other end. Mom apologized profusely. Here's the deal, Mom. We're gonna rebuild our relationship, but it's on my terms. It's not like we're gonna jump back into being a good old, happy-go-lucky family and all this other stuff.
I
I
can't
can't
trust
see us
you
doing.
yet. That takes time to rebuild.
Yeah. So it's gonna take a bit. So the fiance came on, and I have to give I would, but I wouldn't give a couple of shots at the OP because I kind of see where he's coming from. He was trying to make the fiance feel bad by saying, how many times did I tell you I would never do that to you? How many times did I tell you and you still believe them? How many times, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And she said, I still have the engagement ring. And she told him, well, you need to give that to my mom because it ain't yours or mine anymore. And he said he could feel her break down when he said that. And to be honest with you, I felt good about it because I was just that man. I want to break her down and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm not condoning it. This falls into the category of I don't condone it, but I do understand it. Like, because up until this point, you didn't really feel the pain he felt. You felt the pain of being, of somebody cheating on you.
He was cheating, yeah.
He felt the pain of, I'm getting screwed when I did absolutely wrong and being thrown out. Honestly, I would feel more for OP than the girl. Sorry. If I didn't do anything wrong and I'm being treated like I did something wrong, that hurts like hell. Because here's where I'm coming from when I say that.
She was manipulated.
I get that, but you feel
But
you went to what you felt was the worst of me. And that's what hurts. You felt I was capable of doing that without showing you no indentation that I would. And you believed it. You believed the worst of what I could have did when you had no proof that I would ever do anything like that. You wouldn't even take the proof that I was trying to show you. Look at my phone, and you wouldn't even do that.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I had to go across country to get away from the situation. And during that whole time, didn't none of this come up? Maybe I should have looked at his phone. I am just taking it out for one source, but after a whole year, I don't condone it, but I do understand it. All right, so let's see what people are saying out there.
That's a bad sister.
Good for the brother-in-law for having morals. Yep. Of course, it was the stepdad who forced the messages after the pretend woman cheated with him. LL agree with me, I guess. I understand too. Yeah.
I do.
Why did the stepdad hate the OP so much? We'll get into that in a third video because he actually explains it.
Oh.
She had no trust at all. She swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. And I wonder why she had no doubt at all. And that's what bothers me so much is why would you think that would happen? Sounds like the stepfather expected the stepson to be screwed up and needed no confirmation.
Expects his son.
I don't think he liked the stepson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in 2029, the girlfriend and I broke. Tracy, stop. Jeez. I saw the red flag when the stepdad brought the boy aside and told him to pay rent without even talking to the mom and letting his own kids have all these expenses paid for. I did feel some type of way, and I'm gonna put this on OP. I would talk to my mom and you together and try to figure out what's the best thing for rent. Because why we have to go out together to figure this out? Like, this is her house too. So let's all three of us sit down and try to figure this out. That one, that's the mature thing to do. And two, yeah, I want to figure out, was it your idea or both of y'all idea? Because why do we need to go out for us to discuss that? We could discuss that at the kitchen table. We could discuss that sitting on the couch watching a movie. So I'm not getting why we need to go out for that. You know, because you didn't tell the mama. That's what it was. Let's go ahead and get into the third video, because the third video has a little bit of twist at the end here. And a little stupidity on OP, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Shortest video of it. So let's get into the third video.
Brief update on February 8th. Got a call back from a number back home. I deleted most of my numbers a while ago from anyone I wasn't talking with. I picked up and it was my stepfather. Oh no! He said hello and I hung up and blocked the number. I immediately called my mom, fiance, and brother. They're all safe, not around him. Mom is in a hotel that he doesn't know about. Fiance and brother are at their residences and both say they feel adequately protected. He's not by any indication a violent man, but better safe than sorry. Well, shit, dude. If he's capable of destroying your life, you don't know what he's capable of. My brother said he got a call from him this morning when he got home after my mom wasn't there and wouldn't answer. Brother told him what happened and not to contact any of them. Not sure how long he sat there, but he called me around 3 p.m. Pacific. About an hour ago, I got a message from a different number saying, "We need to talk." I assume that's him. I haven't responded. That's the latest. All right, March 3rd, almost a month later. All right, sorry for the delay, everybody. Work has been busy, and I just got home this past weekend. I saw on that message, from what it turns out, was in fact my stepfather. My curiosity got the better of me, and I called him. Why? I did what some had suggested and recorded the call using a different app. Okay, fine. Okay. I wish I could say that the call provided me something, but that would be disingenuous. Hearing his voice made my skin crawl. He asked how I was. I told him to cut the shit, and he laughed. Nothing incriminating on his end, of course. Talk was about 3 minutes long about nothing. I did ask him why he wasn't content with me being with her, and he said I wasn't man enough, and that a woman like her would have been wasted on me. He has a very traditional way of thinking relationship-wise, which is especially funny because it shows how much he never knew about our relationship or her in general. Without going off on a tangent, my ex was/is pretty notably against gender norms. She has a very well-paying job and told me she'd never be comfortable being a stay-at-home mom or wife. She often took the initiative for stuff in our relationship, etc. There wasn't really much to take away from the conversation other than that. I don't really know what he wanted, but I told him not to call me again and hung up.
Okay, just a little side note. I'm gonna tell you, for the people that doesn't do what I do here, I hear these stories a lot, and I know what's going to be said and everything. This is a side note that has nothing to do with the story. The good part about listening to these stories all the time is I can actually go and do something else while this story is going on. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Anna, even if you are not a sports fan whatsoever, this is going to be a really weird football season where you're going to see a whole bunch of damn upsets. We already had one Thursday where a team that is known to always been bad every year that they're in existence beat the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions in their home. Now we got the almighty Alabama look like they finna get beat. Are they at home too? Or are they, I think they're in Texas. No, they in Alabama. This is going to be a weird season. Anyway, OP, what the hell you doing calling the dude back? I don't understand that at all. I don't want, but now, but you heard the excuse, and I'm gonna say it was an excuse. You heard the excuse that he gave was
You weren't man enough?
you wasn't man enough. And remember at the beginning of the story, that was what always was said to him. You're not man enough. You're not man enough. You never gave a definition of what the hell that means anyway, but okay, you're not man enough. Dude, if there was somebody who has a sheer definition of not being a man, it's somebody who cheats on their wife and breaks up their stepson's relationship. That is the definition of not being a man. Take it up for OP. That is the definition of not being a man. That's the definition of somebody who has childlike mentalities. You are an entitled child. You want what you want, and you're gonna cry and manipulate your way into getting it. So yeah, that's the whole story. Work candidate for worst person of the year.
So now, okay, I almost feel like there should be some different categories because nobody is gonna touch that nurse. But that was so in a world all of its own. This guy actively goes to manipulate both of his sons' futures. Destroys what seemed to be a good relationship, fulfilling for both the son and the girlfriend, fiance, and you planted that seed of doubt, and without it, she never would have. I don't think that she would have had any kind of doubts. She was manipulated. She should have questioned it more. Yes, everybody reacts from an emotional state. You're not thinking right. And she's got to live with that. No, you don't get this guy back. You don't get a second chance. You don't.
Yeah. That was also a part of the story that I left out. He did go home because he wanted to celebrate his uncle's 60th birthday. And I'm not saying that they hooked up or anything, but they did kind of went on a date.
All right.
And they did discuss what's the next step, because now you got to remember something that just threw a little wrench in it, which you may be on track of saying it may not be the same or ever get back together. Is now, even if they have a relationship, Anna, it's a long distance relationship. Remember, he's in California now.
Those are hard. Very, very hard.
So that's two layers on it. What you did to him and the distance. And the problem that I'm having, which I hope I'm wrong, I really do. I hope I'm wrong on this. I don't think it's going to work out for the simple fact of, if in a long distance relationship, you would do whatever it takes to keep the relationship going, including going to visit, call it all the time, and everything else. It really is going to depend on OP if he wants to put that sort of effort into this relationship.
Yeah.
With that backing of, but you threw me away on one evidence that you didn't even investigate. what could happen again? Oh,
That's how it's always going to be there.
yep, it is. It's always going to be there. Does the mom now know the entire story? And if so, she's staying with her horrible husband? No, that is
Which,
a part that I did cut out. That once the mom did know, she packed her stuff, got the hell up out of Dodge while the husband was out of town, and filed for divorce. So she's gone.
good.
Me have no interest in professional sports. I know. It's one of my gateways, but I know. OP needs to decide if he wants to reconnect with the fiance. If so, it needs to be just between the two of them. If not, eliminate stepdad from their life completely. As of right now, the story is sounding like he's completely out of the picture, period. If he stays out, don't know. But as of right now, is the stepdad and everybody else. That's what it sounded like to me. Because even the son was like, don't even contact none of us, which include me, your biological son, including me. Don't even contact me. So let's say it together, entitled and self-centered and egotistical, and yeah. It's a lot of those things. I know.
Did he
I can get the exact word. I got the exact word for him. Anna. Controlling. And I don't mean controlling he wants to control the narrative of this is what I want, and I'm going to control the surrounding area to get what I want. It is the pure definition of somebody who's controlling everybody's life.
But did he also see his own son, his biological son, as some kind of extension of himself, the one worthy of getting a good girl? Like, I don't know. Some people feel a really strange, like they got to be better than the ex-partner instead of just different. I don't know. I wouldn't want to get into his head too much because that's a crazy place to be.
Run, OP.
Oh, he did California all the way.
and he still could. Like, there's no doubts are always going to be in the back of your head. It really is. It always will be in the back of your head. And he'll need to get rid of the doubt and distrust. And Mickey, that's easier said than done.
Mistakes happen in relationships. If we, like we say often, if we do not give people a place to grow, what is the point of having forgiveness and all that? Just really guard your heart as you're trying to move forward once again. Maybe this woman will make you so happy, and it's worth all the work, in which you have the most incredible family story to pass on. Like, if you have that, write that down. If you're gonna have generations forward, that it's really something to know where you come from. And your grandfather's, your great grandfather's struggle, that's where you come from. That's in your DNA. You carry those memories. And that means different things for different people, I know. For some, that means trauma. But it's important to know where we come from.
I would have gone with narcissistic.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That
I don't think either one of us is wrong.
Mhm.
I really don't think either one was wrong. It could be all of that. All
that's
right.
that's the kind of guy you distance yourself from at best.
Last statement. Yes, this is the kind of person you get as far away from as you possibly can, and never be a part of his life ever again, and make sure that he's not part of yours. Okay, well, we do have enough time. Am I the a-hole? Like I said, Anna's not mad enough.
Oh no.
A
Okay.
good, bad Anna is a fun Anna to me. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Am I wrong for telling my girlfriend to leave the house during her period?
I, 25 male, have been dating my girlfriend Eloise, 23 female, for a little over a year now, and we've been living together in my apartment for just under 3 months. At first it was great. She instantly tidied up the place and generally made it a lot brighter, but for a couple of days every month she becomes absolutely awful. Eloise has endometriosis, which, as I understand it, is a condition which makes the tissue in your uterus weaker or something. Anyways, basically when she's on her period, all the things that normally suck about it are like 10 times worse. Or at least that's how she's explained it to me. Some of the things that she does on her period are, she uses my bathtub a lot to help her with her cramps, and though she always cleans up after herself, it's a little uncomfortable knowing she was just bleeding in it. She tends to throw up a lot on her period, which makes my job, I work from home, really difficult because they can hear her in the next room over while I'm on Zoom calls. And guys, I cannot describe to you the smell. I bought her air spray to use after she uses the bathroom on her period, and she has gotten better about it, but still. Also, she's really lazy while she's on her period. Like sometimes she won't move for an entire day, just laying on the couch. Basically, it's become increasingly annoying for me to live with her during the usually 5 days or so when she's on her period. Her period is coming up and I decided I really couldn't stand the thought of having to deal with it all week. So the other day, I very politely asked her if she would be open to staying at a hotel while she was on her period so that I could get more work done and have warm water and so on. I told her I would pay for it, of course, and help her pack, but she just looked at me kind of shocked. She said she needed to think about it, so I left her alone for the rest of the day. I figured she wanted to make sure there were good hotels around or something, but at dinner, she surprised me by saying she didn't want to leave for a week each month, and that if I didn't want her there when she wasn't feeling well, then maybe we shouldn't live together. I told her she was being ridiculous and that this was no reason to ruin our relationship. But all of our friends are saying I'm the asshole. If everyone says I'm in the wrong, I'll apologize. But right now it seems like we either break up or I have to deal with this until we do. So I'm kind of in an unwinnable situation. Did he give us the age here? He's 25 and she's 23.
I'm going to step away for a bit. Anna, you go ahead. Because
Young man, that was the most childish response you could have possibly given to a very serious condition. You're the one not ready for a relationship. You gave no consideration, none, to what she's going through. I'm guessing that you have a high school degree of health. You know what a period is. You have this thing on your phone, I'm betting, called Google. Ask Jeeves. There's lots of them. Look up endometriosis. The fact that you couldn't even truly describe what was going on with your girlfriend, dude, that's fucked up. You don't give a shit. it inconveniences you. You ever stepped outside of your little box to think of what this was like for her? You know how hard? This is excruciating. Absolutely. This is so painful. And for you to get on her about using your bathtub, dude, grow up. You're 25. You failed. You don't deserve her. You should be paying for a hotel for as long it takes for her to get somewhere else. Young lady, you deserve so much more than that. You do not deserve to be reduced to your condition. And that was all he was thinking about, how it inconvenienced him. No. Fuck him. You are in the right here. You deserve better. And the only reason I'm not screaming or anything here, 'cause I'm pissed. You don't even take the time to understand. Fuck you. Go far away. I'm back.
I love when a plan comes together. Let's see what everybody else has to say about that. Let me see. Yeah, Parker, Texas beat Alabama. Again, there's another upset. He is already wrong. As a person who suffered with the same issue, this guy is trash. All your friends are correct, sir.
Yep.
Ask Google, biatch.
Note the little s to the sir. This guy is not worth a capital. No.
She's not lazy when on her period. She's in pain, feeling weak, and can't help it. She can't help how she feels. It's physical, and he can't sympathize with her and empathize.
Right.
No, it's all about him. The funny thing about it is, well, I can't say that. It's a maybe on what I'm going to say. But it's a maybe that, dude, you didn't know this before you moved her in. But then again, at the same time, if you're acting like this while she was in here, you probably had some type of knowledge about it. You just didn't care because you didn't have to be around it.
Mm-hmm.
So now that it is affecting you, putting it in quotations, you now have an issue with it. So, yeah. Then she's better off without him. Heaven forbid she develop another disability. Will you toss her out on the streets? Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. Yeah. Say that word.
Endometriosis
is really bad shit, and it doesn't just go away. It doesn't go away. I looked it up. There is no cure for it.
No.
There's relief for it, not a cure for it.
So many women that I know with endometriosis, they lose their uterus and their ovaries. And
if you want to call that a cure, that's the cure.
Yeah.
If you want to call that the cure, all the reproductive system has to be removed.
And that is a totally different situation to deal with.
Yeah.
So do not make light. If you want a relationship, you really want to you want to fall in love. You want to experience this grand adventure we have called partnership. Be ready to accept the other person that you say you love. Or don't use that word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start dating again. Like, and I notice so many people just go right through that. You know, I actually have noticed that there are a lot of internet relationships from that I've seen with my friends. They have worked out because they took the time to actually talk, get to know the other person. You couldn't just jump into bed, you know, unless you do phone stuff. I don't know, but you're rather forced to just spend time with that person, and whether it works, it's all up to you. Whether you put all of that effort, and that comes if you have a partner who is diversely abled, it is up to you, yes, to learn. Just like if you would have a kid, you would want to make their environment as comfortable as possible so that they could be the best person that they can be. You would want to make them feel like they can accomplish anything if they put their mind to it. That is love. That is knowing that your partner's got your back, no matter what. I mean, they'll tell you the truth when they see the truth there, but you don't know what I mean.
Mm.
This one-sided, I want what I want, and my partner has to fulfill all of my needs, and I'm not going to give one damn about theirs? No, sir, with a little s. Fuck right off. Okay, now I'm really done. Really, really.
He had the gall to say, I assume she just wanted another room to check what type of hotel she wanted to stay in. Yeah, he was checking. She was just checking to see which hotels was good around where they lived at for that 1 week. She was smart to immediately set a boundary.
Yeah.
If I wasn't saved, Depot saved my life.
Depo-Provera is a synthetic hormone that it's progesterone, a hormone that females we need to think right, to act right, to it's important. It's a hormone. It affects many different things. If you're low on that, and yes, endometriosis patients, they deal with early onset menopause. Think of being in your 30s and dealing with depleting hormones. You're supposed to be dealing with that in your later 40s, 50s, sometimes even your 60s. You've just cut your whole reproduction life, but also many other things. Like I said, it intersects many parts of the body. endometriosis is excruciating.
He's too immature to hook up permanently.
Hmm.
He's too immature. I don't. Yes, from the outside looking in, he's definitely too immature to stay with a woman.
I mean, I would hope he would actually, for a moment, get to see what this was looking like from the outside. Because it did dawn on him. See, everybody's telling me I'm wrong.
You know, somebody told me, I heard on YouTube or anything else, that if you walk down the sidewalk and you bump into people and all of them are a-holes, then chances are they're not the a-hole, you're the a-hole. And I was like,
What's the common denominator here?
that's the lowest common denominator with this. You gotta say that word for me again. And
Yes. The endometrium can spread to other organs.
yeah.
It's
But here's the deal, Anna. You know that, the audience know that. I'm learning about it now. I know that, but you know what? We actually have to care fucking enough to know it.
that.
And this guy is not willing to put. All he's seeing is the after effect. What? Not the after effect.
Ick.
It's
That's
all.
what he's seeing.
Yeah, like Thea say, it's icky.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to deal with it. Your whole mentality is, ooh, I don't, but I know she was bleeding in the tub. Foxy just told me, once you're in the tub, you stop. So there isn't nothing but your guy. And you know why she got into that tub. So you can't get that image out of your head. Thus, now, I will say this. Me as a guy, obviously, I would not leave my woman over something like that. However, please don't get mad at me that I bombed the living hell out of the room that you in with a whole bunch of scented candles and blah, 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 and everything like that. Because it's like, look, seriously.
The scent is hard to deal with. That is something that, if you come at it honestly,
Yeah,
with respect, your partner's going to want to work with you.
But he's not coming from good faith in a way. He's not. Dude, just break up. Just
You
move on.
are
Just move on with it and let this woman find somebody else. You find somebody else. Hopefully you'll grow up for the fact that somebody said something very clearly. God forbid somebody has become disabled through your relationship, because we don't know how you're going to react to it.
and it's a time where you are able-bodied, because there will come a time when age starts to break it down.
Yeah.
You will join the rest of us in the disabled community. Just a matter of time.
He's about as empathetic as an inanimate object. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have the empathy of a basketball. That's pretty much what you have. Foxy's videos of the week. This guy, I'm gonna play all three of these tomorrow too, because this guy had a great idea of how to bring black churches and white churches together. Phenomenal idea, and I just wanted to share it with everybody.
Let me speak to my people for 1 second. My people. And if you're not sure who you are, they look like me. Sometimes we believe enthusiasm and energy is unprofessional. You know, you've been to some white churches. All I'm saying is that it wouldn't hurt to, smile a little bit, sit up in the chair slightly, uncross your arms, that type of thing. But wait a minute, for my other people, on my wife's side, look, it wouldn't hurt to bring it down slightly. If we could meet in the middle, we would be fine.
I'm just saying. It is. I never thought about that as two different spectrums of it, but it really is. Like when I was growing up, and believe it or not, there was churches that were so large they actually was on our national television.
Okay.
And I used to watch some of them waiting on cartoons or something to come on because they took up a whole bunch of Sundays. And and even when I was younger, I noticed like these people don't move. Like they literally, when they sit down together. When they stand up together. Every song sounds slow. I know it's not, but it sounds like it. And nobody moves. And I'm used to it. God. And I'm looking at TV, and the guy was like, and the Lord says, thou should not cast the first stone. Now, what does that mean? What that mean is, and see, here's the deal. In a black church, we know when it's about to come to a close because he gets louder and louder and louder and louder till he gets to up here, and you know now, okay, we finna shut it down. Hey!
How?
And the music play. In a white church, not a clue because it's the same tone. So I'm like, huh. So I guess you don't know. And let everybody say amen. Amen. And then the organ started playing it. That's the inner church. Oh, okay. So this guy had a perfect idea. If y'all can raise it up, and we lower it down, because remember, I said I grew up in a church where that was the deal. The pastor get louder and louder and louder, the music play, and we shut it down and get up out of here. There's some other churches where they get louder and louder and louder, the organ keeps playing. Because now we got the and everybody dancing in the hall, and everybody jumping up, hooping, hollering, everybody running up to the altar. Now we got another 15 minutes to cool every damn body down. But we got to see everybody get this out of their system. And as soon as they get out of their system, we got to go. We got to go. But I got to tell you what God said. And what God said. And here we go again. Bruh, the game starts in 10 minutes. Let's go. Hallelujah. If you don't sit your ass down, don't you start. You got your chance the first time. You ain't getting the second one. Sit down. Sit down.
You know, as an outsider, I look at both the general white church and the general black church. I would want to choose the black church because I would want to choose joy, celebration, Your beliefs, I thought, are to be celebrated. That I would feel strange, and I did feel strange in a place that's so solemn, so I'm lacking the word. It's so restricted that it was seen as disrespectful when I asked questions. That I did not just accept what they were telling me. And then, oh, you're not from this church anyway? Girl, what are you doing here? I was never approached that way within a black church. I was telling Tracy that I heard the music, and that music was calling, because music of all types calls to my soul. And if you are feeling that celebratory, that like you just gotta get up, move, and feel the spirit, oh honey, I'm with that. I am with that. I am not with where are we in the program, and like I don't know if this
I
makes
get
sense.
it. I get it. It is so. I don't want to say strict. I don't want to say that because I think that's a little unfair.
Somewhere.
But it is so reserved. Like when in a black church, when you say amen, you yelling amen. Hey, yeah, you better preach. Say, yes, yeah. You're not getting that in a white church.
Smile.
Yeah, you're not getting that in a white church.
No.
Yes.
And I don't know why this general difference.
Because we always have to come to the conclusion that there is two types, 3 types, 4 types, whatever, but it's the type that you grew up in. And unless you want a different type, you literally would have to leave that church / denomination, maybe. Because we're talking about a Protestant church. I think that's what it was when that was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Catholic churches, and please correct me if I'm wrong, y'all got a routine during church. Like y'all got the kneeling and you come up and then you do something and you kneel back. Y'all have a routine that, again, if you didn't grow up in that church, you're not going to know this. Or you're going to have to learn it, but you're not going to change it. Like, why are we doing this? What do we do? Like what Anna says, there are some churches, and I do believe it's wrong. Flat out said it. I'm putting that on record. I do believe it's wrong. It is your job to teach, and it is your job to explain. It is not your job to go, oh, well, I have to explain it to you, then you don't need to be here. No, if you can't, I got a better solution. If you can't take time out of your busy schedule as a churchgoer to explain somebody who potentially could be a part of your church why this needs to be done, you don't need to be here. Because I don't never remember there was no time when somebody asked Jesus a question and he went, you need to know that already. You need to know that. No, Jesus taught. That was what he did. So unless you think you're better than Jesus, I think you need to get off your pulpit and start going out there and explaining why this is what we do. Let the other person decide if that's what they want to do or not.
And the fact that, I'll go back to that, the story that, so many priests are, they're telling you the words of Christ. They're just not telling you that this was Christ speaking. And those on the religious right are like, that sounds like some liberal BS.
Right. Right. If you was to take, and if somebody did it on a YouTube video, and I'm putting two to two together now because I was watching it while I was falling asleep in my chair. But the guy was reading a scripture of Jesus teaching at a church, and he said that just sounds like socialism. That don't even make any sense. And
Right?
yeah, and at the bottom it was saying, "This is the scripture from such and such, such and such." And the guy, and I mean, the guy was like, he was real calm about it. Don't get me wrong. It like he wasn't a Trumps are going off and oh my God, what kind of crap is? No, he was just like, oh, that sounds a little bit like socialism, and I don't think that's something that this country should be practicing in. And the guy, and I'm looking at him like, dude, what meme? You know how you do the memory thing on Facebook? If anybody knows what I'm talking about, they always give you a memory of what you did years ago. And I posted something years ago, and it's amazing that it was years ago when I posted this meme, and it still resonates now. It does you no good to call to those Bible verses that you're not living by.
Mm.
And I'm like,
wow, yeah, that's powerful.
ooh, that hit me in my guts. Like, ooh, he's right.
Yeah.
You know it. You just not living it. Good point, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's get through these comments and let me get this corny crap out of the way, Parker.
Uh-oh.
The Red Church.
I thought it was a house, not a church.
But the same concept where black people and white people.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
We're black people and white people. Praise Jesus. Oh, God. Have none of y'all been to a white Southern Baptist church? That energy is high, but it's all fueled by brimstone. Yes, and I know exactly what you mean.
No,
that was but their energy is the burning hell if you don't do what we want you to do, honestly.
Okay, see, now that's another, I don't want to feel oppressed. I want to believe something because it makes sense to me down to my core. I don't want to be afraid.
Let me help you out, Anna. You don't want to be a Christian because you fear. And that's what Southern Baptist Christians did. I want to be a Christian because I want to feel that love. Because I want to be part of a community where Jesus was preaching love and understanding and being one with each other and being one with God. Not if you do everything the opposite, you're going to hell, you're burning in brimstone, you'll be ostracized, you'll be thrown out of the church, you'll be excommunicated and all that. It's like, so what you're saying is to be part of your church, I have to do exactly what you say, even though I know in my soul is wrong, out of fear. Like, no, that's not right. You are preaching the word. And I've said this before. There's a difference that preaching the word of God and preaching the word of Jesus is totally two different things. And it's easier to preach the word of God because the word of God was a lot easier to go to the brimstone, the fires, and all this other stuff, when Jesus was literally named the Prince of Peace.
Mm.
So you can't even touch Jesus when you go and homosexuality and shoot them in the back of the head because they're an abomination and everything else. Really? Do you think Jesus would have said that? Not even a clue. Not even close. It took that man to flip out one time, and he flipped out one time because you using the church as a freaking what's the word I'm trying to think of? As a fair, as a flea market. Gotta be kind of pissed off too. I'll flip the tables too. So yeah, I will be pissed off too.
You
But
start
if you look at the Bible, that was it. He went out the first sea and cast the first stone. Everybody dropped their stone. See, you can't touch Jesus. You can touch God without actually reading about God too. But whatever.
Yes, I do want to feel I want to walk in love, and I would rather find the set of beliefs that connect me
Right.
with all that is holy.
I'm okay with being with a group of people who have my beliefs. Here's the difference between me and them. And if you say who is them, chances are you're probably them. I'm okay with dealing with the people that I can deal with. But guess what? If you don't believe in my beliefs, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay? Great. We don't have to agree. And I'm not even doing that agree to disagree thing. No, we disagree on it. And I'm fine. I'm fine with it. We don't have to agree.
Their beliefs.
We don't have to have the same beliefs. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. Me and Thea's got a damn divorce over disagreement. We're still fine. We're still here. So we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Susan said on one of the videos when we said me and Thea's getting a divorce, Susan said, I can't believe I'm looking at two guys who enjoy themselves getting a divorce. I was like, yeah. Sometimes things just it is what it is.
Oh, that was quite a night. Yes.
When I was a child, our church was a cathedral and everything was in Latin.
Yeah.
Woo! I understood nothing except quietly terrified. Woo! The confession Marlon is describing is called the Protestant rock, is what white Protestants do in the Catholic or Anglican churches. Okay.
All right.
Greg Locke needs to take it down about 500 pegs. Greg Lachlan needs to not be anywhere near a pulpit. I'm just being real.
Mm.
Greg Lachlan has no business whatsoever being a pastor. Being anyone's pastor.
Mm.
And I'm sorry, I was already done with him, to be honest with you. Don't get it twisted. But I'm completely done with you is this. You do not, in my growing up, and I still believe it, and I am 51 years old, and I will take this to my grave. You never, ever desecrate the Bible. Ever. You wrapped the Bible around a bat to beat a Barbie doll. You have absolutely no business whatsoever being a pastor at all. That you wrapping the Bible around the bat alone is
for my Christian friends. You know, like even I knew that was wrong. It felt wrong.
the minute that you wrap the Bible around the back, that's blasphemy. You have no business whatsoever being a pastor. I don't give a damn what your speech was. I don't care what you was trying to do. You do not desecrate the Bible in any kind of way, shape, or form, and you did to make a point. So I'm done with you. You can say whatever the hell you want to say.
Did Jesus ever brandish any kind of a weapon? Ever?
No,
No?
no.
That's what I thought.
The Latin,
People
the
that would
Latin.
believe he was out with a sword, doing God's will.
Okay, show me the scripture where that says it is, and if you go to the Old Testament, shut the hell up.
He was, even I know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. If you tell me something that God said in the Old Testament to prove that Jesus carried a sword in the New Testament, shut up. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Shut up. The Latin Mass sounds scary, but it's the same as the English service. It's the
Papacy.
papacy of the cardinals you got to worry about. Ooh, here come LL with these big fancy words.
It's the closer that you get to the Pope, to, yeah, the Vatican.
Also, if anyone needs to fake being Catholic, get a missile.
Missile?
You're gonna have to explain that to me.
What that is? Can you please explain?
Yeah, explain that to me, LL. I don't know what that is. If Greg Lockley is who I think he is, he needs the GTFO. He is. He's exactly who you think it is. And funny thing, and here I'm gonna put this message back up. And the funny thing it is, Susan, even if you're wrong and that's not the pastor, I guarantee you're close to the other pastors who probably do it around the same thing. So you're still not that far off. You may actually get the name wrong and the person wrong, but if you got the preaching right, not that far off from each other. Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna get pastors mixed up if they're preaching different things in different ways. So even if it's not the Greg Locke that you're thinking of, and you're thinking of somebody who does exactly the same crap, you're not that far off.
As I understand it, God said that murder was wrong. And so I would really love a priest to explain to me why he's calling for gay people to be assassinated, you know.
Assassinated, executed.
Execute, thank you. Like,
Killed. I don't need the big word on it. To be killed, be eliminated, to be eradicated from this planet.
yep. Transgender, gay, you know, yeah,
Oh, sorry. Jesus said, love thy brother.
yeah,
Jesus said, seize the means of production. Ooh, that sounds socialist.
yeah.
FMLO, Trump actually signed Bible. Wow. And his hand didn't burn off.
But he couldn't say what was his most liked passage.
Because that's personal, and I don't think I don't want to get into it because it's a personal thing. I don't really want to get into it. And in the New Testament and the Old Testament, I think equal. They're equal in their importance. But yeah, I don't want to get into it. You know, every time I look at my book, my book, I always say the second best book known to man next to the Bible. So y'all listen to this dude, and not one time you thought he's full of shit. Not one time.
Oh, I know.
No, I don't.
Jesus said, feed the hungry and heal the sick. Jesus was a socialist.
Jesus was a socialist, right? He was. Marley, he used a whip to drive folks out of the temple for selling things at high prices. Okay, but and thank you, Tracy. I did not know that, but I think what Anna was saying that them are saying is that he's walking around with a weapon.
They brandish, a weapon.
That he's just walking around like, Chuck Norris with a gun and just like, hey, I need to talk to y'all. Yeah, we busy.
Interesting.
I said I need to talk to y'all. Let's go. Up on the mountain. Let's go. A Miserable is a book with the Catholic prayers.
Oh,
Cool.
I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
I love this show. I learned so much.
Me too.
Jesus told his disciples to put down their swords when the Roman soldiers came from him in the garden of. Don't help me with this, because good crazy if I ain't seen this word like 50 million times when I was a kid.
I don't even know that one. I can help you.
Gethsemane.
I'll believe you.
You're gonna get from me at this point. All right, everybody, let's go to the next video. I can't wait for Theus to get on. Actually, I can't wait for Theus to get on here, even though I think I know what he's gonna say. Did y'all know there was a fist fight on the house? Almost a fist fight on the House floor.
Eric Swalwell and Kevin McCarthy recently almost got into a fist fight on the House floor. Swalwell reportedly said to McCarthy, "This is pathetic. You're weak. You're a weak man." McCarthy was visibly upset, said a congressman to the Daily Beast, or congressperson to the Daily Beast, McCarthy's vein was popping out of his head. And then the next day, just outside the House chamber, McCarthy gets in Swalwell's way as Swalwell's going to the little congressman's room. This time, McCarthy says, "If you ever say something like that to me again, I'm going to kick the shit out of you." This is all according to members of Congress who witnessed it. Apparently, they get right in each other's faces, nose to nose, that's the quote, and Swalwell says, "Are we really going to do this?" And then the Speaker of the House says to Congressman Swalwell, "Call me a pussy again and I'll kick your ass." And then Swalwell says, nose to nose with McCarthy, and the Daily Beast emphasized the delivery, "You are a pussy." We're going to come back to what that says about us.
This is real.
Yeah. This is from the Daily Beast. I looked it up. It was in there. But here's my deal. This is not a celebration. This is more of anything fear. These people have the majority. They don't even get along. Not to the point of disagreement, but to the point of fighting. Now, I know what this is saying. Oh, come on. This ain't even no damn fight. They got into each other's face and blah, 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 and everything else. But let me make it perfectly clear about one thing. At no point should you be calling your leadership the P word. Is he?
Don't go there.
I'm not going to say he is. I'm going to say that he's being called one because he's trying to. And trust me, I'm not a McCarthy fan. Please do not take that as one.
No, we know.
But McCarthy is like on the same ramification as McConnell. I'm not a McConnell fan. Can't stand the dude. I even said in one of the videos or everything, I did it on Facebook. McConnell froze again during the news conference. And I told everybody, this is not funny anymore. I don't like you as a man. You are a detriment to my people and this country.
Hmm?
But dude, you need to either get checked or step down and get checked because nobody does this on a normal basis. But that being said,
He's going into petit mal seizures, and I say that from experience.
it's just not funny anymore. I wanted to. I didn't see anybody make a joke or light about it. I got it. I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't. I treat a human being like a human being. I can dislike you as for your actions as a person. That don't mean I need you to suffer. Even when Rush Limbaugh died, I went, Rush Limbaugh died. I didn't jump, hoop and holler and jump up and down and busted fireworks and confetti and everything else. That's not me. Because some people are gonna miss them. His family, well, we assuming
Gonna
his
be
family gonna miss him and everything else.
the airways, but
But
it
I'm getting off a tangent. But you don't want them to step down because at least these people, these two, are trying to get people away from Trump. And that's what people don't understand. Especially McConnell is really trying to go, look, we need to get as far away from Trump and Trumpists and MAGA and everything else as far away we possibly can so we can get to the corrupt ass damn conservative party that we used to be to make money. And that was their deal. That's at least he's trying to tell everybody we're not going any policies or procedures that is Trump like. So do you really want him to step down? And again, I'm telling you, I don't like him either. Trust me. You have been a detriment to my people for as long as your ass been up there. Believe me. But for people who don't believe in the lesser of two evils, it's the lesser of the two evils.
I would like him and many others to step down for their health.
Yes, I do too.
Enjoy some time with your grandchildren, your great grandchildren.
What's the lady in the house?
Feinstein?
Yeah. You should have been stay down, lady. You're barely there now. Again, I'm not making light of it.
Nope.
I'm actually reporting facts of saying when she's barely there, it has been reported that she literally is barely there. Even when this woman shows up to a vote, no matter what, to vote and leaves. She's not there for the procedure. She's not there for the reading. She's not there for the arguments. She shows up, finds out what it's about, votes, and leaves. For everybody that wants to sit there and talk about, would you be able to do that at a job? Okay, let me explain that to you. Would you be able to do that at your job? Would you be able to show up, get your check, and leave?
Mm-hmm.
What would happen to you?
Be out of a job.
You'll be out of a job. And this woman has been doing it for a long time and hiding it. But her aides finally came and said she shows up, votes, jets until the next vote. Until the next vote.
Her staff hid it for a long time.
So, but anyway, again, off on a tangent.
Yeah.
So my point was, so is he the P word? No, he's not doing what they want him to do. And the only joy that I actually got out of out of the situation, which is a long time ago now. Boy, when they try to vote you to be the leader of the house, that was great. I'm sorry. We was up to the teens by the time you got in. It's like, oh my God, are we on day 2? I literally thought in the middle of the night, I was in the morning, the next morning, I was gonna wake up and they'd say, he's the leader of the house now. Nope. I was like, where are we at now? 10 and 11 and 12 and 13. I'm like, And the funny thing about it is, and sorry, I'm not as intelligent as everybody else because I can't remember the black dude that on the Democratic side that was running against them, who literally was every time he lost, he kept gaining votes. I'm like, oh my God, this right here is entertainment. And I know Theus hates that, but it was. Like, there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to be voted in. I know the game. They was trying to get as much out of him to get their vote. I got it. It was still entertainment. So, sorry. Let's see what everybody is saying out there. Gethsemane.
Gethsemane. Okay.
Yeah, I knew. Chuck Norris doesn't need a gun. You didn't look at what was it? The Texas Rangers?
Yeah, he carry his gun, but still, he
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, that's for real happened. I am not shocked. No, I wasn't shocked. I'm not shocked. Swarwell is a Democrat. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Is that my boy? Sorry, everybody.
Who is? Wait, sorry. What's the first name for Swallow?
Eric.
Eric Swallow. Right.
Oh, come on. How did I
The fight that I want to see out of the Democrats. When we said we want you to fight, we didn't mean just call people names.
Right. I agree. But let me take this to the streets just a little bit. Just a tad bit. If it takes you 24 hours to come back to somebody and go, if you say something like that again to me, we're going to fight, you're probably the name they're calling you. Whether you deserve it or not, let's be realistic. We don't need back in my day, we didn't need 24 hours to think it over. Okay? We didn't need 24 hours to analyze and dissect. If we're going to go, we're going to go. You need to go back and read charts and graphs and everything and see what the chances are. And so that's not my fight, though. These are the people who made the laws for the most powerful. That's my point, Susan. These are the people who make the laws for the most powerful country in the world, and you're finna go fisticuffs on the floor. We don't need that. Grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually saying that to Swalwell too. So he's a Democrat and everything else, but I need you to grow up with the name calling and everything else. Grow up. You could disagree with somebody without all this name calling and BS and everything. Grow up. At the same time, if you talk to me like that again, we're going to fight. What the fuck is you talking about? Are you 12? He can disrespect you because he don't like you. That don't mean all of a sudden, let's put some gloves on and let's go at it. This is not the UFC. This is not Brazil where the mayor and the ex-mayor went into a cage and fought it out. Grow up. You're running a damn country. Act like it.
Are there? What new laws have been passed? They're getting money.
Not federal. Hey, I can't remember the last time. McCarthy traded all his power for the votes to become the speaker. He doesn't have the balls to challenge anyone to fight. Good point. He traded his balls to MTG for her vote, and she wears them on her belt to remind him. McConnell is a terrible human being. None of us know what he's. None of us know what he's being. Yes, I want him to step down. Yeah, I get it. For health sakes only, I get it. Did you see that Pelosi said she's running again? Oh my God, no, woman, stay away. I don't want to read the rest of it. Don't, Pelosi.
Let go of power.
Go away, Pelosi. Go away. And you're a Democrat. You're a corporate Democrat, but just go away, lady. Please, please. It said I don't like McConnell, but giving me an alternative can hold that he can hold the line. Yeah. It's kind of like the same thing I thought about Biden. Not that crazy about Biden. Biden has overachieved the stuff that he did. Trust me, he did a lot of stuff I didn't think he would do. I think he did the status quo thing like I thought he was going to do the status quo thing. And believe me, he may have overachieved, but he literally have done the status quo thing too. But he's not my guy. And I know that burns Republicans' butt to think that I'm not walking around with a bumper sticker and a flag in my damn yard with Biden on it. But, all right. But you just voted for him because you think he's better than Trump. Yeah, isn't that what voting means? Is that not why you vote? Because you think one guy is better than the other guy? I don't get your argument. You just like Biden. You just dislike Trump. Yeah.
Look at everything that he's done.
Like your arguments suck rocks. McConnell wants the current Democrat governor of Kansas City to replace him with another Republican if he steps down, but he has said he would not do that. If McConnell steps down, the governor of Kentucky has the right to pick his replacement. But
you want a guy from your team.
Yeah, and that's not written in that law. That's not written in the law that it has to be the same party. And giving all credit to the governor, appreciate it. This is what I mean by staying out of things that ain't happening. Somebody literally did ask the governor about this situation, and he goes, "Well, it's kind of hard to talk about something that hasn't happened yet, so I don't have anything to say." Right response. But yeah, there is nothing that says if McConnell steps down, he can replace McConnell with another Republican. There is nothing written in there that says that. Akeem Jeffries. Yep. Every time that dude got voted down, Akeem kept getting votes. More votes. It was so funny. Oh, that was hilarious. Pelosi will be 85. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to finish. Pelosi will be 85 for the next section is worth $115 million. I guess she needs to take more money and steer the party to the middle. 85. Marlon, do you mean Charles Booker? Well, I was talking about what? Oh, no. I guess they came. No, not Charles Booker. No. Charles Booker hasn't been there long enough to get up there yet. While a loud cracker thunder without warning, scared the hell out of me. Woo. Eric Swalwell run for president in 2020. He was on the debate stage one time, I believe. This is why the two-party system is a joke. Yep. He is losing to 2% Scott Tim in a recent poll. Sit down, Joseph. At the ripe old age of 75, I want to see a lot more people in their 30s and 40s in this seat. All we old farts will be gone, so the young should be making the laws, and they would have to live by. Okay, not Booker. Yeah, not Booker. All right, let's go ahead and get to this last video real quick because I am fading like.
Yeah, I'm fading too. Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is, I'm actually the last video. Sorry, let me get his. For the first time in a long time, let's leave off on something wholesome.
Who's most likely to hack into your social media? Who is most likely to be late? Who is more responsible? Which parent is funnier? Which parent yells more? Which parent are you more scared of? Which parent is most likely to take the wrong kid home from the park? And finally, which parent is the best?
Aww.
I thought that was so cute.
Both.
And the funny thing about it is, I love the which parent scares you the most. Yeah. She was serious about that dad. Yeah. And a dad, and by the way, I will clue y'all in on something. And it's a dad secret, so keep it amongst ourselves and the hundreds of people who will watch afterwards. We have no problem. We'll always sit there and go, I have never did anything to try to scare you. What are you talking about? Why would you be afraid of me and everything else? Deep down, yeah, we want that fear. We really do. We're not going to use it to manipulate you on something. But if you're in danger of doing something that's detrimental to your life and you know that it's worse if good old dad finds out, you will be amazed at how many, without even saying it, do you know how many things that you have escaped from danger in your life simply out of fear of one of your parents finding out? Yeah, we'll take that 100 times over. So I'm good. Said that was sweet. Yeah, it was sweet. Let's go.
I like that she said, nobody really yelled.
Yeah, you kind of like who yells the most, and she's like, or she could have been saying, man, they're equal. So.
I really think that not really yelling at her.
I can barely hear you. Let me turn this down some more.
Oh, sorry. I come from a household where if my parents are in, they're quiet. They're scared. The more quiet they get, not angry, outburst.
The kids know that about me. At least my younger daughter knows that. If I'm yelling at you, it's because I really want you to listen. I really want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. I don't want you to miss a word that I'm saying. If I'm quiet because I've already decided what I'm going to do. So ain't no use of me yelling. Like there is literally nothing that you're going to tell me that's going to change my decision on what I've already decided to do. So yeah. And usually if it comes to that thing, you really effed up.
All this took was one time. They don't want that disappointment. That was strong for me.
She was about to spill that water though.
Yep.
And tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me when I'm not here at BrilliantEtc.com or also BrilliantEtc on YouTube.
All right. We will see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and of course,
I'm assuming you're legitimate club until you.
We will see everybody tomorrow. Radical Truth to Power, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace. And Jesus said, and I said, and I love you. Yeah. Say amen. Amen. Let's do this for